Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio. This is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to another edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon, and yes, we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. I have with me a great guest. Yes, I know all my guests are great, but hey, they are. Mr. Jason Bates with NEXA Mortgage. Jason, welcome to the Northeast studio.
Thank you. Great to be here.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
Oh, I'm always good. I'm not allowed to be anything but, I think. Mortgages. That's you.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about mortgages. First and foremost, how did you get in the mortgage game?
Well, that was thanks to my wife. We've been married, I guess since 2001.
Don't get this wrong if she's going to hear it.
So, she introduced me to this lovely business, and I kind of got into it a few years after she kind of showed me a little bit of the ropes, and I jumped in full-fledged in 2004 and haven't looked back.
So you've been doing almost 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Was it one of those deals of, I'll do it for a little while, and boom, 20 years goes by? We are all guilty of something like that.
Yeah.
I'll do it for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, in all truth be told, I did it for several years, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I can transition this to go somewhere else into finances, and I did. I stayed in the financial world for the whole time, but I kept always looking back and going, I really like that mortgage stuff, you know,
missed
and
it.
it's,
wow.
yeah, so it was, that? Yeah, I always wanted, I like the numbers. I like, helping people out. So I was always, every time I'd ask the question, so what's your rate?
Exactly.
Exactly. What's the market look like? And so I was always looking at interest rates and looking what, real estate was doing. And then I, returned right back into it. And now I'm back at it again. So,
wide open.
And have been for several more years. So
nice. You have a financial background?
Truth be told, my degree is in communication, organizational communication.
Nice.
So did that at UCF in Orlando, and the whole financial thing did start with the whole mortgage business. So that was good old 2004 when I jumped in.
Nice. And you survived the crash of 08, 09. You survived all that.
Yeah, that was...
That'll make a man out of you.
Yeah, that was, and I was right there in the middle of it all in Central Florida, so...
Yeah.
If you ever saw the movie The Big Short, I mean, they nailed it, right on, 100%.
So
right
they should
on.
Be paying you royalties for that one, is that what you're saying?
Something like that. Yeah, now I think there's even a new version of it now, so I'm tempted to see what that looks like.
You should. Okay, you brought it up. I was on the fence about asking you this. How's the market? That's the catch question when you guys come in here.
Exactly. Well, it's an interesting market. I mean, I've seen it. I was, like you said, I was there in 6, 7, and 8, 9. That kind of. I saw the rise up. I saw the crash, and this time has been, man. You kind of hear the term roller coaster, but I've never seen anything like it,
really?
To where, interest rates bottomed out like nobody's business. And then, it seemed like overnight inflation went up and then rates went right up with it. And, and all of a sudden we're talking about rates that are getting close to or in the 8s. And you're going, interest rates in the 8s, we were just in the 2s.
Yeah, 2.5 was high.
Yeah.
Not long ago.
Yeah. And then, and so now everyone gets spoiled on.
Oh, we did.
It's like,
did we ever.
Everyone refinanced to the 2.75, 2.5, and some even got the 15-year into the 1s. And, and so, now it's like you're talking interest rates that are 7, and people are like, oh, well, I'm just not going to buy right now. And it's just like, wow, well, everyone's got a right to their opinion in the market, but with real estate, values are just trucking along, and Georgia's one of the best to be investing in.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're in a very nice spot, nice position, I guess. When the rates go from 2-something% to 6, 7+ %, you just end up buying less house. The dollar doesn't go as far.
Yeah, I mean, true. I mean,
The payment goes up faster.
right? But then I would also say we say in our industry, you date the rate, you marry the home.
Right.
So
Exactly.
really, this higher interest rate environment is going to be temporary. And once inflation comes back down, some of the best mortgage minds in the business are predicting that interest rates should be improving somewhere in the fives, possibly even below 5% in 18 months. But is it going to be a straight shot down? I'd say probably not. It's going to be pretty rocky, and values are going up. We're not the same position that we were in 2008 when we had way too much inventory. We had too many people calling themselves investors when they really weren't, and they didn't know how to take on the real estate business. And, all of a sudden we had foreclosures like crazy. Mm-hmm. And right now you don't have enough inventory, and you've got pretty much more buyers than what there are inventory out there.
Oh, absolutely you do. Oh, absolutely. Still a seller's market.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe not as strong as a year and a half ago, but it's still a seller's market.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely.
So let's talk about NEXA Mortgage. Man, there's a lot of mortgage companies. There's mortgage companies now that don't even really have representatives. They have a computer chat bot.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
What do you mean you have to talk to a person?
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to me about NEXA. Let's separate NEXA from the others.
Well, I'm glad you asked that. NEXA's been around. I think we're going on 7 years. Out of Chandler, Arizona. Mike and Matt were producers, and decided to make their own company, and what it's blossomed to is the largest mortgage brokerage in the country. I think we're sitting on 2,300 loan officers nationwide.
Wow.
And we've got relationships with over 200 lenders. And so with those 200 lenders, you're pretty much, we've got, all the big guys and all the small boutiques. And
I didn't know there were 200 lenders out there to be a part of.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And we're still adding, it seems like every day we're adding them. And, really what we're trying to accomplish is being able to really fund any real estate transaction, whether it be residential or commercial.
Now, do you work with investment property?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What about raw land?
Yep, raw land,
Really? Okay.
Name it. You name it, man. 500 credit score, we can do it.
That's all.
Foreign national, we can do it.
Wow.
Income tax identification number, got it covered. Yeah, our one-time closed construction, we can do it FHA, VA, USDA, or conventional.
Nice.
So, really, it covers all the bases. So
sounds like it.
So it just makes it easier for the consumer or the realtor to be able to rely on one place to get all their financing needs taken care of when it comes to purchasing real estate.
Now you work with realtors. You just brought up realtors.
Yep.
Do you like to work with the offices, the real estate offices?
Absolutely.
Some, especially in Northeast Metro, there are real estate offices the size of small stadiums.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you want to get involved with that.
Yeah. It's look, and I know that these guys have relationships and have had these relationships for years. But I also know that a lot of times they're not able to get everything done. Right. They usually take the very simple, easy stuff. I've got great credit. Lots of money to put down, straightforward type of loan, or, I'm just a W-2, just want to do 3.5% first time purchase. Let's go FHA. Okay. So those are pretty basic. But when you've got self-employment and you've got different types of tax returns, or you've got these, I got to do a bank statement because I have my taxes or claim everything on there, and it doesn't show that I make much income, but my bank statements show otherwise. All right, well, let's do a bank statement loan. Just being able to offer those types of loans will help these realtors get more closings each month.
Now, do you work at all with someone who is self-employed? Having been on the self-employed side most of my life, from child to adult, getting a loan for a self-employed, especially a smaller company, can be difficult.
Sure.
I mean, lie, cheat, and steal to get a mortgage.
Sure.
Do
Yeah.
you encounter that at all?
Oh, every day.
Okay.
Every day. So
you're fighting for those little guys.
oh yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I mean, yeah, something like that, like I was saying, the bank statement. I mean, there's the good old 1099 loan. That's what they call it, but it's just it's a good old tax return, so we'll take a look at it and we'll see, well, is the tax, is your CPA writing off every possible expense and showing low income?
They
well,
should
then,
be. It's called self-defense.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. So we would just pivot on that and go, hey, we can go to a bank statement. And see your deposits on there and take an average of your deposits. I mean, example here, I was just working with a guy most recently. His tax returns were showing income of, I think it was $2,100 a month. And which was, it really is not much to show for. So we switched and did a bank statement. Now it does require that you put down more for a down payment,
Right.
but we're able to get him into a loan, and yeah, his income on his bank statement came out at, I think it was like $17,000 a month. Mm-hmm. Big difference. Now, the risk level is, it's a little bit riskier when you're dealing just with bank statements as opposed to traditional tax return or, W-2 or pay stub.
Employee, sure.
And with that, when you have higher risk, your rates are going to be a little bit higher.
Right.
But hey, then you can prepare your tax guy for the years ahead that, hey, I'm going to show a little bit more income in the years to come, and then you can do a nice little refi and get yourself into a more traditional type of product and, lower that interest rate, in the next, year or two.
Right. No, I'm with you on that. But that's really cool, though. You're working with the small business owners, the self-employed. That's really cool.
Absolutely.
Because from experience, I know it can be very difficult to get a loan. You got plenty of money, you just can't really show it.
Right.
Prove it.
Right.
At the end of the day, is cash king? I mean, honestly, down payment?
It depends. I mean, to a lot of business owners, they may not want to tie up their cash.
Well, you
into
never
the
want to tie your
transaction.
cash up, but if you're trying to buy a house, you're doing whatever you can.
Well, I mean, if you're, you can go with 20% down and you're going to avoid the mortgage insurance. Right. So that's
PMI, right?
That's an extra payment on your mortgage payment that is really not necessary, but it's required when you don't have enough money down. As I alluded to before, maybe you just want to do 3.5% or 5% or maybe even 10% down initially. Let the value of your home go up,
right.
and then in a few short years, you can do a nice little refinance and not only lower your interest rate, but get it to where you've got over 80% in equity.
Right.
Then you've got, I say 80% equity, 20% equity, but less than 80%.
We'll take 80%.
Yeah.
Oh my,
yeah.
I don't know. A couple of years ago, we were getting 80%.
Yeah,
equity.
There you go. So I kind of reversed the math.
It's
on
all
it.
right.
You can refinance and get yourself not only a lower rate, but drop that mortgage insurance.
Gotcha. Now, you also try to work with college students, younger first-time buyers.
Yes, sir.
That's got to be difficult at times.
Well, it's not nearly as difficult as it really seems, but to your point, I think most college students don't realize that they can use their transcripts as part of their work history. Really? And they technically can actually close on a home before they even walk across the line to get their diploma.
How about that?
I
don't think many know that.
Yeah. So you're really talking about getting, you have to qualify with your credit. You got to qualify with your assets. And there's even down payment programs that even minimize even your out of pocket. But really what it comes down to is that you can, if you've got the formal letter from your offer letter from your new employer and you've got your transcripts, that takes care of your income and your work history. And most people do not know that.
No, I didn't know that. I never even thought of it. Now, if you have student loans, does that work against you? Debt to income?
It does. We have a doctor loan that doesn't count against you. Not everyone's a doctor. So you've got different FHA or Fannie Mae. The Fannie Mae conventional loan, they're going to count 1%.
That's all.
1% of the outstanding balance that will be counted towards your debt. But if you go FHA, that's reduced to 0.5%.
Oh wow!
So
even further.
Yeah.
It really doesn't exist then.
Right.
Well,
But it all depends.
A
You
half
know,
percent of 20,000, $200 or $100.
right.
Yeah.
But some of these folks have 100,000 and more.
Well, yeah,
so.
they may not want to be buying a house right away until they've worked that down. But
Right.
But also paying rent is also throwing money down into a black hole.
Exactly. And, really the fastest way to building wealth is through real estate.
Through real estate.
And
Good real estate investment.
You can watch those numbers really dwindle down quite a bit when you all of a sudden see the equity grow in your home, year by year.
When is a good time to buy? When you have money, I guess. I'm kidding.
Good point. Good question. Really, I'd say the best time to buy is going to be now. As we talked about earlier, we're not in the same situation as we were in 2008, and values are going up here in Georgia. I think the National Association of Realtors pointed out earlier this year that 2023 Georgia's the number one state in the country to invest in real estate.
I don't doubt that for a second.
I mean, we got the right climate, we've got just the right area, and
we've got some great leadership, and I stay away from politics, as you know.
Right.
We've got some great leadership in this state. Right. Let's call it what it is.
Right.
We do.
Sure.
Whether you like them, love them, hate them, whatever.
Right.
The boy's good, if you know what I mean.
Right. Exactly.
Seriously.
So, look, business is taken care of here, and whether you're looking at, statewide, locally in your, different counties and cities that it is done right here, and we've got, look at the corporations we've got here.
Mm-hmm.
They come here for a reason.
They want to be here.
Right, exactly. And so that's what it makes it desirable that people are moving here. And, as I said before, that you get in now, you'll see that the value of your home is going to go up. I mean, it's just going up. It's going up big time. I mean, everywhere else they're seeing it relatively flat, and even the rest of the country is showing even a minute, growth. But here in Georgia, I mean, it's growing, and I mean, numbers are, they're showing it.
Yeah, right now we're happy with any growth with inflation the way it is.
Right.
Right now we would be happy with a flat line. We just don't want those property values to decrease.
Right.
We don't want that.
Right.
Until everything gets sorted out, we would take a flat line. But to have them increasing,
right,
even just a small amount, is huge.
Right. And here I haven't found a market yet that, around the greater Georgia area that, where I've seen anything looking like anything flat. I mean, everything's still growing big time.
Good deal. Well, that's good. Then you're still writing mortgages.
Yep.
That's what we're worried about.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, man. What did we miss? Jason, I'm going to give you the floor before we get out of here. I'm going to actually be quiet, believe it or not. Jason, why do the folks need to contact you?
To put it, I guess, bluntly, is that I really believe that I'm a difference maker when it comes to the mortgage business. That, I really take each and every one of my applications to heart, and, do what I can to find them the best program, the best rate that, will get them to the finish line, accomplish ultimately what they're wanting to do, whether it's buying that first home, or it's doing that debt consolidation, or it's buying that investment property that's going to hopefully cash flow for them. Whatever their particular goals are, I'm going to do my very best to meet that and to exceed that. And for the first time really in my career, being at NEXA, I've been here since pretty much the end of last year, that I feel for the first time that when I walk into a realtor's office, that I know that I can make a difference with their business, and I know that I can make that impact, that day that I'm walking in there, more so than I had any other time in my career. Because I always felt like I could make a difference before, but now I know I can make a difference. And that's just a great feeling, knowing that no matter who their mortgage person is, and nothing against all other mortgage companies, but when I'm going in there knowing I can solve the issues and affect their bottom line to where I can get more deals done, that means the world to them. And so, whether it's one extra deal a month or it's maybe 5 extra deals a month, but I know that the product line that I've got, the rates that I have, that I can make that kind of difference for the realtors out there in my market.
We got a website. What's the website?
Website is differencemakermortgage.com.
Differencemakermortgage.com. You want to give a phone number?
Phone number, you can...
People actually call anymore?
Yeah, they can actually call my cell phone directly, which is area code 407, good old Central Florida number.
Yeah, it is.
407-963-8173.
Jason, you're a pro at this, man.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, nice. We got to get you in here more often.
Hey, I'm all about it.
Good deal. Good deal. They're going to play my music here in just 1 second, and then that means, yeah, see, there you go. Jason, thank you so much for being in here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Great job, sir. Hey, check Jason out, differencemakermortgage.com. Thinking about buying a home? He'll write you a mortgage. Great episode. Hey, I'm Tom Sheldon. Talk to you soon.